Follow the script, don't ask why. Same lie, different suit, different time. Left, right, red, blue. If it don't add up, that's on you. Seems sus. We bring the heat. Think, think, think. Seems sus. We bring the heat. Think, think, think. Lines in the sky, they say it's fine. Hey. Turn off your brain, trust the sign. Hey. Resist, obey, comply, die. Same old game, new reason why. Screens stay loud, truth stays buried. Breaking news, but the facts get blurry. Seems sus. We bring the heat. Think, think, think. Seems sus. We bring the heat. Think, think, think.
We are live. We are back. We're not killed yet by the storms, but it could happen soon. This is Seems Sus with Brandon and Ed. How is the weather treating you, buddy?
Not as bad as what yours sounded like. My power didn't go out. Barely any wind, just a little heavy rain, and then it went off. I don't know if it's still raining right now. It probably is in Indiana.
So we had 100 and something mile an hour winds just 2 miles away, and then they claim there's a possible tornado the street below us, but we didn't even have anything happening here. And there's trees down and everything else. So I feel like it just kind of like jumped over my house and just kept going.
I don't think there's just. It can't be like you can't call winds 100 miles an hour that big a tornado.
Yeah, I don't. I have no idea.
Just some cop go outside and measure it with his gun.
I don't even know how they're getting it off the radar and everything. So I don't know how accurate it ends up being because
That's true.
they're only going by what the radar shows.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, for the listeners, all 5 of you, actually, we've got a decent amount out of nowhere, which it's kind of nice. We've got quite a few that have been listening, so appreciate that. But we were going to talk about some of the weird things that go on in Hollywood that no one really wants to own up about because it's still kind of taboo, but yet a lot of weird things happened and have happened, and everyone turned a blind eye to it. So we're going to peel back the veil, I guess, is what they call it, or something, before we get canceled, and talk about the weirdness that goes on in Hollyweird.
Hollyweird.
I sent you something the other day that I thought was interesting, that Mr. May he rest in peace if he's really dead, Paul Walker was dating a 16-year-old when he was in his 30s. He was he was like Hollywood's goody two-shoes guy, remember?
Was he though, or he's just a pretty face?
I don't know. Never met the guy.
No, right. Well, yeah, you sent me that, and I'm like, why is this a thing now? Like, why?
He's been dead
all of a
for
sudden.
12 years.
Correct.
But I thought it was weird that he had an 8-year-old daughter at the time, but yet he was dating a girl that was 16, and her parents were okay with it. That's still weird.
That's still weird. It came out like, hey, I know you've been dead for a while, but guess what? Like, Paul Walker's not everything you want him to be.
No, he must have been fast and furious for those young kids.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wasn't the only one. There is another person that is still alive with us today, Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, God.
He was dating a minor for a long time when he was in his 30s, when he was doing his show in the early 90s, and for some reason, no one batted an eye about that.
Ugh.
So I guess if you're a celebrity, it's okay. Is that how it was supposed to be?
No. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. No, it's not okay. I mean, I feel like because I'm normal and I'm going to be a celebrity, I would most likely have women my age throw themselves at me, and that'd be great. obviously in that fantasy world, if I was somebody famous, I don't know why I would even be attracted to minors and actually be comfortable with that, having a teen girlfriend. Oh, that's fucking gross. That's why, like, I never liked Jerry Seinfeld. I thought he was fucking annoying. I know people are gonna give me shit for that, but like, I know that Kramer guy got canceled, but I feel like Jerry should have been canceled way long before that.
Kramer got canceled
So,
for calling people the N word, and Seinfeld can just go around and have sleepovers with little girls, and they didn't care.
I don't even remember the context of what happened as to why he said the N word, but like I'd have to go back, and it's like, how could you be a professional and then suddenly like
Lash out at people.
lash out at people? And it's like, what the hell, dude? I mean, I know, I
He was
don't know, but I know.
he was doing stand up comedy, and I guess some guys in the audience were giving him crap, and he just went all racist on them. I don't know.
Okay, I thought it was on a talk show. I'd have to look it up. What he
I think
did
he was
that
doing
because it's like,
stand up, and they just were
uh,
they were haggling him, and then he just kind of blew up on them.
I f- I feel like no matter what you do, you're supposed to be a professional, especially an actor. Like, don't break your character, your comedic character, because that. I mean, I haven't seen him in anything. Now it's basic career suicide, from what I gather.
Yeah. Well, they said that about Mel Gibson too when his ex girlfriend or whatever released those audio recordings that she did. And then the same thing happened to Hulk Hogan back in 2015, where his best friend was being cucked out for him letting him sleep with his wife so he could secretly record him being racist. That was a whole weird
Oh,
situation too. I don't get
yeah.
it.
Imagine like celebrities do weird things we'll never understand because we'll never be a celebrity in that elitism. Huh, thank God.
But it doesn't just stop there. Like, this is the type of stuff that has went on in Hollywood for centuries. Like, even think about, I didn't like the third one, but Scream 3, literally the plot of that movie was about Hollywood and how they used to sleep with young girls, because that's how the dude was born. Sydney's mother had him and gave him up because she had been screwed by the producers and stuff in Hollywood to try and become an actress, and she didn't become famous, but she gave up the dude, and he was the one that instigated the whole thing for the first two movies.
I didn't know that. I didn't see past the first one. I didn't like those movies. I know they're like, you know, critically acclaimed, but I didn't like them. I think maybe it's just like the product of the early 2000s.
They're
I
very
just thought it was,
they're very meta. They're self-aware.
yeah.
I enjoyed them, but again, the first one was the best. The other ones aren't as good.
I guess because like, a lot of these movies are based on like high school and teens, and all of them were like 20. So it just didn't seem believable to me. I guess that's just not my kind of horror.
S-
Just stupid kids.
Speaking about high school and people in their 20s, we also talked about the fact that good old Ashton Kutcher was making out with his now wife, but during the filming of that 70s show, she was only 13 and barely spoke English at the time when they brought her over. And she was making out with a 22-year-old dude, all for the sake of a character on the television show. So isn't that a
Yeah,
little weird as well?
pretty much. I mean, he's kind of weird anyway. We know that.
Well, he marries Demi Moore, starts a group about saving trafficked children and child abuse and all that stuff, trying to save the children, but yet come to find out he is very much connected to known trafficking people. So was he an undercover guy that was trying to help by being friends with people that are trafficked? No, he was very public about all that stuff, and he's trying to save the children, but yet he was friends with people that were supposedly considered rapists. And one of his best friends was the Masterson dude that he continued to defend along with his wife. And the dude was convicted, and then they had to backpedal away. Well, they didn't. They were just trying to help their friend. They didn't really know that this stuff had happened. Really, you were saying
Right.
that you were doing everything you could to try and defend the guy, but yet here you were doing the whole Me Too thing, claiming that the victims need to be heard and this until it got too close, and all of a sudden, then that ain't real.
No.
always funny that they can promote things and say things and sing their songs and tell the whole world how bad they are. Like, but when it actually hits close to them, all of a sudden it's completely different for them because they're not like the rest of us. The rules don't
Right.
apply.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of people busted for that kind of stuff in, like, dare I say, the Beast era. It just seemed like a lot of people got busted just on weird charges. I'm like, where'd that come from? Like Ron Jeremy. I mean, that guy was he was an ugly piece of shit, right? But like he got arrested during COVID for all the random things he wasn't supposed to do, which he probably got away with for years because I'm sure he had ties.
They all have
It's
ties
just,
somewhere.
it was just weird that of all the things during COVID could happen, all these people get arrested for. And I never liked that Danny Masterson guy either. His I feel like he was always Hyde the whole time. Is it Hyde? Was that his name on the show?
I don't remember. I never
I
really
I
watched it.
feel like he was in, like, that hippie guy mode the whole time. That made me wanna punch him in the face.
The other dude, Fez, he was actually a diddler too.
Which
That
one's Fez?
the Hispanic guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Demi Lovato, I'm pretty sure he was messing around with her when she was underage.
Ugh.
Yeah. So
Uh,
one of the songs that she's supposedly made is about him.
mm.
And then you have Taylor Swift who makes every song about every dude that she's ever been with.
Oh god. I'm glad, like, she's not all over the news constantly, which is fucking weird. Like, I don't care what Taylor Swift, what kind of brand of toilet paper she bought today. I don't care. That's so weird.
I don't even think she actually shits because she's not a person.
Oh, do you think she's a robot?
She's probably a reptile.
Oh, maybe she is.
One of them types.
Yeah, I think she's a robot.
Speaking of robots, Mr. Elon Musk, and I assume this is all just parody, satire, or whatever, but someone else has recently died. We'll start talking about other people that have died, but the OnlyFans creator has died, and now Elon Musk is talking about purchasing that. I've seen it, but I don't know if it's accurate or if it's true, but he claims he was going to shut it down or make it all free or something like that, which that's what the memes are saying. So again, it's probably not even true, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone like him didn't actually try and do something.
I feel it's probably gonna happen because I've seen it. I've seen it several times. I don't know about their credible sources, but that's not really a thing that lately you could just throw around. I'm sure he's gonna buy it and like close it down
I've seen
because you
people
know,
I've seen people commenting on it and I was giggling because
yeah,
just the amount of people saying you can't do that, you're going to put a lot of people out of work. Single moms need this. I was like, are you guys being serious or are you just punching jokes at the stuff? Because that is the stereotype that it's like a single mom thing to make money. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I just, well, I told you, man. Like, it's not. Let's be honest. It's not really. It's not a good platform for anybody because then you're gonna have all these young girls aspiring to be content creators of that. I'm like, that is not.
Content
It's not good
creators.
for morality, to be honest. Like, I know, like,
It's
yeah, that's
basically
just
being a
not
stripper without having to go work in the stripping unit. You don't have to go to
right.
the bar to pole dance.
But that's like, as much as that sounds weird, like stripping like helps you be more sociable and actually go out into the real world. And you may come out bad because I knew a bunch of strippers back in the day and they kind of would put things in their nose. And it's like, I'm not saying all of them turn out that way. Some of them become, they go to school with that money, but it's like they earn it. Instead, they just sit at home and like do things. That doesn't mean that's not a real job. I know I'm gonna get shit for that. Like, oh, sex work. I'm like, well, it's exploitation. Honestly, a guy made millions of dollars from you just sitting in your house and you
Diddling
know,
your bits.
pretty much. And the dude died from cancer. And I was like, actually joking. I wasn't joking about that. I mean, I don't think that's funny, but at the same time, all that money in the world, and you couldn't get yourself fixed up a cure. I mean, if a billionaire can't save his life with all that from cancer, then we're all screwed then. At least that's how I look at it. I found it very sus that he died of that, and he hadn't been in the news prior. Like, you know,
I never even heard
I
of the
forgot
guy.
his I haven't heard that guy either, and he's dead all of a sudden from cancer, and I'm like, "What the fuck? That's random."
Yeah, I don't know.
Which
I don't know anything about the guy until
seems to
somebody
be,
died.
like, very strange that a lot of people, celebrities or whatnots, just randomly come out, "I got cancer," like, that's fucking weird. There'd have been no prior, you know.
I'm sad to hear about poor Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, like, that's random too, like, the dude has been kind of, like, active, and then all of a sudden, "I got cancer now." Hello, Audacious Amber. Like, probably tomorrow, like, it'll be some celebrity you know that has cancer all of a sudden. Like,
Yeah.
what is up with that? The
Celebrities
statistics
are
are strange.
celebrities are getting sick. We talked about this too, about how Christina Applegate seemed fine, healthy, and then all of a sudden they claim she has MS, and then the next thing she is all crippled in a walker, can't even move. Like it came out of nowhere, and just completely derailed her. Like, wouldn't that have been something that they would have been able to catch a little sooner? Like, how did she go on for
Correct.
so long without ever having any sort of symptoms, and all of a sudden now she's crippled instantly?
Right. You have, like you have that money and you have a limited doctors. Like, literally, if I was Christina Applegate, I need a doctor, you know how many dudes or females would be like, "Hey, I'll treat you. Like, I'll get you in."
Didn't
Like,
she
it's
also
you know
have cancer and had to have her breast removed? Didn't that happen to her before the MS stuff?
her? I don't remember, to be
I'm
honest.
gonna have to look this up. I think she did. I'll just use my
Another
phone.
person, Bruce Willis, turned into a complete vegetable when you don't normally see him in, like, everybody's movie. Now, like, he can't talk or nothing, and his family thinks he's on the verge of dying, and I'm like, "Okay, Audacious Amber, jabs." I know somebody else that went in the MS after they got it.
Yeah, and
I've heard.
in 2008, she had breast cancer.
Mm,
She had a bilateral mastectomy. She had both breasts
mm,
removed.
she, like well, that sucks, but
Yeah, so she had breast cancer in 2008,
strange.
and then all of a sudden she got MS and crippled out of nowhere.
No, back to Amber's, answer, yeah, I've heard of that too, that whatever they put in everybody, it could be activating. But I don't know, like, Bruce took the shot. Did he really? I don't I know a lot of them were promoting it, like, "You should get it," or and a lot of them are condemning you. Remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Like, "You ain't American if you don't get this shit." I'm like, "Fuck you, man." How about that? That's
Nothing,
why I think,
nothing
like,
more than being
Hollywood's
American to tell them to go fuck themselves.
I feel like that's why I think Hollywood's falling apart because these were, like if you're a celebrity lover, then you got a real big issue, and anything they say you should be doing, which is fucking weird anyway. I know it's a sort of media manipulation, but I feel like Hollywood's slowly falling apart in that sense.
There's a lot of
Feel
people that have been coming out lately that have been sick. And even the people that you don't even know about being sick, it's not just Hollywood. Like there's been athletes now too.
oh, yeah.
They've had athletes randomly dying. Kids in college have had massive heart attacks out of nowhere. But what do you think's causing all that? What did they all force all of them to do if they wanted to continue to play? Like,
Careful. You might get demonetized.
yeah, they can choke on it. But that's the point though. Why can we not say anything without triggering some sort of bullshit that's going to chastise me by taking away any sort of funding that I could be earned from this show because I said something that they don't agree with?
Wonder if the moderator had his, needle of YouTube.
Yeah.
Ramber says,
Well,
if it ain't in the first wave, it'll be in the next. That's pretty scary. It's the statistics that, like, whatever you got may kick in later. Ugh.
so this actually came up yesterday and I saw this. YouTube was sued So was Instagram, and they lost. And TikTok and Snapchat settled out of court, but someone sued them because it was addictive, and they won.
Good. Good.
So if this is addictive, does that mean that someone can sue us because they're listening to us ramble on about stupidity, and all of a sudden they're too addicted, so now they're going to sue us?
No, because we don't have that information of how to cut an onion properly.
I'm just saying though, like I understand they sued the platforms, but next it's going to be they're going to come after the creators. That is the stupidity that we have set up for our society. People sue for everything. So at some point, people are just going to start suing someone else for some made up bullshit. And all of a sudden, we're all getting sued. And that's how they cancel everyone because we're all tied up in lawsuits.
No, I think it's no, I think what we're doing is different. This is like human interaction. Now, doom scrolling and video scrolling is really not healthy, but having people listen to real conversation is not a lost art, but it's necessary.
I don't know why
So I don't think
people have become, and maybe this is stupid to say this, but I don't consider myself an influencer, but I don't see why influencing is all of a sudden a cool thing that everyone wants to do. They're like, I want to get paid by talking stupid about stuff and walking around in a store and telling people what I'm buying. And I why so who's paying them?
that's the PG version of OF. Um, who pays them? Which is now that I think about that, there's a lot of influencers that like that Mr. Beast guy. How's he even famous? I feel like he's just a mole, a government mole that's like paid to do whatever to keep you addicted to your phone because he's a influencer. My
I
ass.
didn't even know who he was until all of a sudden I got an email offering me $1 million to be in his commercial. And I was like, what? And obviously it wasn't true because it was someone trying to scam me. But I didn't know anything about Mr. Beast. I've heard the term about it, but I didn't realize what it was.
I don't even know what he does still.
I think he just
Like
makes YouTube videos.
he has a fucking punchable face. That's what he has. That's very unprofessional of
Yeah.
me to say, but you know what? He's not listening. He's got lots of money. He's got better things to do.
Just so everyone's
Like,
aware, last week I plugged it. I'm going to plug it again. Hey, Yeti, I want my sponsorship right here. This is my
you're
color.
not out, you're not outdoorsy enough.
I work outdoors.
That don't mean shit. You need to like be in your underwear and eat MREs with your bare hands and make fire. And you got to be the Yeti strong.
Is that even a thing?
Yeti strong. I just made it then.
I don't know. You better go copyright that before they steal it.
I'm sure somebody already probably has it. Yeti's like pretty universal.
Probably.
M plus Sachi is the world's largest independent creative network. I don't know what that is, Mr. Life Shortwave.
I don't know either.
I'm not very versed. I mean, we rip on all these networks and content creators, but there's so many that I don't even know.
Yeah. I honestly don't try to know them because
You know, sorry, I interrupted you. No attorney is worth his salt will sue a content creator with empty pockets.
well,
Which reminds me, like
we're all rich according to a lot of people.
now, now this is like kind of related. Like, obviously, I'm a musician. I got shit here, and there's a lot of like what really bothers me about the platform and the addictiveness is that when a company pushes a product, they'll send it to like a shitload of content creators to make sure you get that product because your favorite content creator is going to sell it. I mean, I guess that's the whole gimmick is they're using them to
It's
influence you, but it's the most annoying shit ever to see like how many content creators have the same damn thing and they're doing the same shit and I'm supposed to be convinced it's cool. I mean, if I was a dumb kid, I get it, but as an older man who likes musician gear, I'd rather form my own opinion on something.
you're
But
getting
they make money off that.
you're starting to glitch. At least on my end, like you were kind of getting slow sounding. So I was like, "Up, you're pissing off the content creators." It's gonna slow
Well,
us
I mean,
down.
I don't know how they're on here.
I don't know.
I guess I'm not allowed to rant too long, otherwise it'll like glitch.
I don't know. When it comes to content creation, we're technically content creators right now. Like, but I don't consider
I
myself
guess.
an influencer. I'm not out there walking through Kroger and be like, and this syrup right here is what I'm going to buy for my pancakes. Like, that's not, who gives a shit?
Why does it gotta have a speech impediment? You just offended somebody.
Oh, who
No, your
fucking,
problem is you're doing content, but then other people are doing the same content, but they're like not supporting you. They're getting really pissed off. So it's a lot more cutthroat what you're doing.
I
I'm sure
guess.
secretly the bigger guys probably care a little bit because that's like their net worth. But you imagine you're poor and you have all these like poor content creators getting all pissed off about what you're doing, which is hilarious. Like, y'all like the same shit. Get along. It's not like his Bigfoot stories any more different than the next guy's. It's all entertainment
I know
and
people are,
something.
there's definitely people that have been keeping eyes on me and popping in and out because they're all curious about what I've been up to because I've been getting opportunities that they don't get. Well, I'm sorry.
Keep your eyes on the prize. Start singing for him.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that. Maybe they're just trying to get better ideas, but I don't know. Like,
Why rip off the guy that has nothing to do?
well, I don't know the form of flattery thing.
like,
oh, he's right to do that.
I don't know what I'm doing. I just come out here and fucking bitch.
They should start a band and then like get a little bit of their wings out there and see what it's like.
Then after
and then
20,
apply that.
So then after 20 years, you use the stuff you did in bands and convert it to podcasts, and apparently it works.
So yeah, if a guy's 30, he'll be 50, and then he'll be able to start the podcast in his own way and promote it.
That is the difference that I have done that I think most people don't see is I have merch, I have things that I do, and I have connections because I used to play in bands. So I understand the management concept behind it and how to get yourself out there. You do these live events, it's like playing a show. You set up your merch booth, which is basically out there promoting yourself. Like you just got to get out there and do it. It costs money. You're not making money.
Right.
But that's the same as playing in a band. How many bands are actually making money? You're spending money. You might get paid in exposure.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like OF strippers at home, you need to go out there and like actually get your hands dirty.
What he's telling you is stop sitting at home and get up on that pole, ladies.
Right. Or the guys.
It's a true story for the listeners out there. I had to mortify my wife by taking her to one of these establishments that was completely nude. And she was mortified that they didn't even wipe the pole down from one person to the next.
That's like that's kind of how it's supposed to be. They got the bottle.
Yeah, it didn't happen. One slid down and the other one just went right down the same snail trail. Yeah.
Snail trail, no.
Something about that just seems a little sketchy, a little sus.
It's a little overly sus. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hello, everyone that has joined us so far. Appreciate you guys checking this out live. So, little self-plugging here. If you are a fan of Tinfoil Tales, I did a documentary with my good friend Ed here. It is currently now available on the YouTube right here. You can purchase it for $4.99. You just have to become a member for just 1 month, and you can watch the Mississauga Wall Triangle.
How many times can they watch it?
As many times as they want to within that 1 month.
Oh, so it's not like they pay it once and they can keep watching. Oh, interesting.
They have to become a member of that tier for the membership. So the membership is $4.99 a month. So as long as they stay a member, they can continue to watch all my stuff early and that thing. The other one is only $1.99 a month, and they can watch all the episodes early.
Gotcha.
But gotta earn back some of the time and money that was spent to do all this crap. So yeah, there's been a few people that have seen it so far, and I've heard nothing but good things. So I don't know if it's honesty or they just feel bad and just want to tell me that it was good.
Looks like shit.
It's like when you get done playing a set, like, hey man, that was awesome. Like, did you really
Great
listen?
set.
Yeah. Hey man, you guys killed it. Oh, thanks. I think
Why you?
I've told this story before, but I'm going to say it again because I still think it's funny. We got done playing and someone come up to us and was like, "Hey man, you guys killed." I was like, "Hey, thanks, you guys did too." He's like, "We haven't even played yet." I was like, "Oh."
It's just a thing to say.
All right. I'm
Oops.
I'm in the middle of loading stuff off the stage and you're like, "Hey, you guys killed it." "Hey man, you did too." "We haven't even played yet." "Oh." Now I feel like a jerk.
Yeah.
I knew he was in a band because I'm pretty sure that was all that was at those shows were the other band members. So
I mean, like, okay, like a little side note. I went to a metal fest in Fort Wayne, right? And it was like both both rooms. And I honestly could not tell who was in a band or who was just there to see the show. Like, I know everybody looks dresses kind of like they're going to a show, but they're going to play a show. I feel like they should bring uniform. You know what I'm gonna do? Like I told you I'm gonna start a band, right? And I think we're gonna kind of look the part just to help it, like does that make sense?
look the part as
Like
what?
as a band, like actually look like a band, like, oh, they're part of the band versus like those just dudes
Like
hanging at a bar.
like uniforms?
Not really uniforms because that's a little cheese, but I'm trying to come up with something
We
clever
played a
and
show
make
before and
us.
we all wore Subway shirts.
There you go. Get sued by Subway.
We look like Subway employees.
Call them Jared and the Rejects.
Jared
There
and
was another
Jared
we
and the
brought him up
Diddlers.
before, right? We
Yes.
brought him up before.
He
It's
was from
like,
Indiana. I didn't even know that.
oh my god, just shit on us. Now you would think there was some sort of thing. Just check the records of the guy that. Well, maybe he didn't like. I know he came out as a cho, but like you would think like they would look through his records and make sure that he wasn't fucking weird before you like promote the guy just because he lost a
Well,
lot of weight on sandwiches, which
he
I
he
still don't think that's.
I
What's
was say
that?
he didn't have the stuff until after he was famous.
Hmm.
I watched this documentary about him because for some reason I'm interested in all these weird creeps and like serial killers and all that type of stuff. That's the stuff that I like watching, my true crime stuff. And Mr. Subway was one of the episodes that I did watch, and basically he was some guy, I forget who the guy was, but he had teenage daughters that he set up hidden cameras in to like
Why?
watch them. I think they were like his girlfriend's kids or something. They might not have been his actual daughters, I don't know. But he set up these cameras to record them and he was feeding that stuff to Mr. Subway. And that's how they got caught.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Huh?
a couple of fucking creeps.
I feel like the Subway diet was not really a good diet anyway because it's just big thing of slab of carbs of
So
bread.
it's just carbs after carbs.
And then the meat, I've reading a lot of things that like deli meat and all that has like nitrates, so you get cancer in your ass for eating too much of that shit. So you're better off just eating the lettuce, which has no significant value of vitamins anyway. So I'm not sure how the dude lost that much weight aside from not eating much
I
and
think he was just
walking.
walking. He walked his fat ass there and back every day.
And he ate a Subway, which I don't see. I don't know how many calories are in some of them, but like I feel like there's a lot. That's a lot of
They're
carbs.
also not cheap, so I don't know how he had the money to pay
Well,
for
at
it.
the time they probably were. The cat has joined us, by the way. But they used to be cheap, like $5 foot long, and is like, $5 foot long. Not much in it.
I wonder if he's getting the $5 footlongs every night in prison now.
No, he's probably in like a cushy chomo jail. That's what they do to keep him from like getting jumped by the other guys, which should happen.
Yeah. Why is that? Why do they have to protect them? They didn't bother protecting the children that they bothered, but they're going to go protect the pieces of shit that
I
they
mean,
put in the prison.
sometimes the inmates get away with killing them and stabbing them, but like I don't know. I think they're trying to make. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to not to do it, prevent unrest in the jail because they may get the guy, but then a riot breaks out and then the police officers involved probably get killed. I think they're worried about their safety too, which I get, but I don't know. I don't know what goes on in jail. Thank God I've never been, but It is a little frustrating.
I feel
Why
like
they
if we
get pushed.
didn't coddle certain prisoners like that, or maybe if we had a little bit different of punishments, maybe they wouldn't do it. But
Mm.
again, I don't know.
The human psyche's strange. Like, what causes these motherfuckers to be sick?
I don't know. If you get charged with it, you're convicted of it, you're proving that you did it, I say castrate them.
Yeah, then they won't have anything to get hard with or whatever.
Well, you cut their balls off, they won't ever get hard
That
again.
kind of reminds me of something I saw. It's unrelated, but not really. Like, they brought up the topic of insane asylums and how big they used to be,
Mm-hmm.
and like how did you see that?
And now that they're talking
And
about bringing them back,
bringing them back, but like that wasn't the purpose of the video I saw. Is the purpose of them was to like erase the memory of a lost time because a lot of people believed that our timeline was a lot different than it should have been, and they basically locked these people up so they couldn't get the truth out because apparently we when a lot of knowledge was lost with the older folk, and a lot of people thought it was crazy. Like, trying to think of an example, like the whole
Tartaria.
how every let's that yeah, that's one of the examples, or why the World's Fair was
Mm-hmm.
was destroyed. All these people knew this, but they locked them up in a sale asylum because there's no way you could have castle-sized sale asylums and have that many crazy people at once. It's very sus, and I always wondered about that. And then, yeah, you said they want to bring them back, and I'm like, well,
If you are wanting to watch
uh,
the documentary, it is on my normal videos, but you have to be a member of the Tinfoil Tales channel. So there is different tiers. There's a $1.99 tier that gives you early access to all of the episodes, but I made one specifically for the documentary, and it's $4.99 for the month. So you'd have to pay for the $4.99 membership and just cancel it before the 30 days are over, so you do not get charged again for $4.99.
what is that icon? Is it a bowl of fruit and trees on it,
I don't know. It looks like a
or
little
is it
stone face.
or SpongeBob?
It looks like one of the Mario stone blocks that get dropped on people.
Right, it wouldn't be green though.
I don't know.
So, back on the sub? Do you think they should bring insane asylums back?
I don't know because we'll probably get locked into them if they do.
Well, I mean, if there's like, look how big Waverly Hills was. I've never been there, but I see the pictures, and that place is
There's
freaking massive.
there's still one right by me. I used to have my office there. Maybe I'm an escape
Yeah,
patient. No one knows. That would make a lot of sense.
I on a podcast they were talking about the guy that invented Gibson guitars. He went to the Sane Asylum in Battle Creek, and I heard all sorts of stuff because Mr. Kellogg's was involved with that, and they made Kellogg's cereal so to prevent you from masturbating. Now, like I don't know how that ties into it, but you can imagine like I feel like a lot of people in Battle Creek are pretty crazy. So I don't know if it's in the air, but
We drove all the way to
it's,
Battle Creek before because of
it's
the establishments that were there, and we were told that there was one you could get into at 18. It wasn't in Battle Creek; it was actually in
Kalamazoo.
yeah. So we drove
Yeah,
all the way to Battle Creek, and we couldn't get in because you had to be 21.
wasn't too far from. I was like maybe 20 minutes away though. You were like too far off.
Yeah, but it was already like 2 a.m. when we got up there.
Oh shit!
It was one of those
Just
spur of the moments. My buddy said we're going to go to one of these bars, and then it never happened.
yeah,
We ended up going back
but
a couple months later.
I'd like to go to Waverly Hills just to see it, but man, I'd probably be scared shitless. I mean,
I mean, you didn't even want
uh,
to go out into the damn friggin' woods of Miss
that's
Cinewell.
what I'm saying. I mean, I could go in the daytime, but I will not do any nighttime like Waverly Hills shit. I'm sorry.
I will.
Of course you would. You're crazy, but like that place is huge. Like, how could there be that many crazy people back in the day?
And they used it also as a tuberculosis ward. So there's a lot of people that
Mm,
died in there. And you know how they got rid of the
yeah.
bodies? They just washed them down in those tubes, and they just had like a big stack of dead people from tuberculosis, kind of like down towards the basements where they just left the
So,
bodies for a while.
You imagine the tortured soul's still there, and that's why it's haunted, supposedly.
I would definitely
Just
go there with some of this equipment just to see what I could do, but it's you can't go unless you like get permission, and you have to pay like quite a bit of money, I think, to go on a tour. And I wouldn't want to go on a tour with a bunch of other people. I'd rather have like just a handful of people that I know that are there. But
right.
that would actually make it more scary is being there with just like a couple of people, because I'm not scared of what could be lurking in the like spirit wise. I'm afraid of what type of weirdos are still lurking around the area human wise.
I wouldn't. I wonder if they have it like fenced off because that's their investment.
I don't
They
know.
got to sell it.
I think it'd be funny to just be one of those random psychopath serial killers and just be hiding in there, and just people come in to investigate it and they just get murdered, and then you just disappear and like, oh, the ghost did it.
Would you take a bag of Chef Boyardee and just hide? Because you can eat that cold, so you'd have to wait a while.
So I have a buddy that eats that stuff. Apparently, when he's drinking, he just cracked a can open and just started eating it right out of the can, like drinking it
Uh,
like friggin' beer. Kind of nasty.
a little bit. I'd rather have it a little warm.
Is it even food? Like, what is it made out of?
Preservatives and shit and
It smells like dog food.
might as well be. It's like literally dog food and like shit ravioli. With what's weird is like I used to love it when I was a kid, and then sometimes some batches and some cans don't taste the same. It's like how'd you screw this up? Big old vat of it.
All right, I'm going to bitch here about the state of Kentucky's government as it's starting to pour down rain. I had to pay them again for when we went down to Goblin Con. I had to pay them taxes. They claimed they didn't get paid. I had to tell them that they were paid. And then they charged me a late fee, even though I'd already paid it, and it was their fault that they never cashed the check. So I've already paid them. I had a receipt saying I've been paid. Now they just sent me another thing saying they processed my payment. Well, I've already paid you, and you sent me a receipt, so why are you processing another payment?
So how do they? So explain to me, how do they know what you sold?
Because I'm an honest person, and I told them exactly how much I didn't sell.
Okay, but like, who asks? I'm just curious.
I have to fill out this paper when you sign up to be a vendor for these states, so they already know you are going to be there selling stuff.
But you're already paying for the damn booth.
Yeah, and then the government wants their cut, so I told them I sold $20 worth of material.
Okay.
So I had to pay them $1 something for taxes. I send them a check.
To provide information, like
no
proof of that.
No, I just told them. I just told them that's what I filled out the form. I said I sold $20.
This is good for the audience in case they want to try your haters.
And so I sent them a check for $1.20 or whatever it ended up being, and it just sat there. And it just sat there, never came out. And then they sent me a late fee and interest and threatened to put a lien on my business for $1.20.
Oh boy.
I called them and said, I sent you a check. I have proof of it. They had to look it up. The lady's like, I will call you back. Never heard from them. 2 days later, the check got cashed. Well, that's convenient. That was a couple of months ago. Now I just get a thing in the mail saying I haven't paid them their late fee and 1 penny interest. They're putting a lien on my business had I not paid by the 24th.
Wouldn't you pay by any other thing than checks? I mean, I feel like checks old school.
So I called them, told them on the phone what I was like, that this is bullshit, but I'll pay you your $10 late fee. That's not my fault that you didn't cash the check that I sent on time.
Right.
That I had to call and tell you that you guys had. But here we are, and now I just got another thing claiming that the payment has been processed. Okay, well, that's the third one I have. So if I look in my bank and find out that they've cashed another payment through card and charge me again for something that's already been paid, I'm really going to get upset with the state of Kentucky.
Mr. Rantman hates Kentucky too with his pissed off Mario Stone guy.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Kentucky, the state. I just don't like the government of Kentucky. I don't like any government, to be 100% honest.
I went for the first time with him, and, like, it didn't seem any different aside when we got into the mountainous areas, and I thought that was kinda cool, and I really wanna go back and actually see it in the daytime, but
I'll be
it
driving
was
through them
cool.
this weekend.
It was cool.
Hopefully, I see a Bigfoot or a something another, and I'm gonna run that son of a bitch over.
Sacrifice your family to him. It
You never know what happens when you drive through the mountains of the Appalachians.
yeah.
Kentucky
You were,
wild man, Tennessee wild man, Alabama. I don't know what they call it down there. The booger, wood booger.
Woodburg. You mentioned robots earlier, remember that?
Yeah.
Um, Apparently the first lady walked down with one of those creepy robots and wants to replace all the teachers with robots, and everybody got really upset with that. And it's like, I think a lot of it has to do with putting teachers out of a job, but I mean, what's your take on all that?
Most teachers have been out of a job anyways because they give the kids a screen to look at all the time and let the screen do their curriculum for them. So basically, the school is being taught by your iPad.
Oh, do you think the the robot will have some sort of like, I'm not saying it'll hit your kids, right? Right, it's not supposed to, like a real teacher, which is not supposed to hit your kid. I don't know, in my head, I was thinking to shoot missiles out, but no, how is it supposed to, like, scold them?
It's not the Terminator.
I know, but, like,
Instead of
I
coming
could
up
see,
there
like,
slapping your kid on the wrist with a ruler like they used
well,
to
do you know
do,
how
it's
kids
gonna
are? They're probably gonna fuck with that robot.
the robot's just gonna go all psycho on it and just rip a kid's arm out completely out of socket.
Like, that's well, but nobody's arguing with that, they're just mad because, it's the first lady and everybody's scared about AI. You know what, like, did anybody really learn it? I mean, people learned in school, but we all learned these shitty curriculums. I mean, I guess if a robot was teaching me this stuff, maybe I might learn. I don't know, depends on the tone of its voice. I know I was always bored in school probably because I have ADHD in some way, but, like, I think it's be kinda cool in my opinion that but not for the teachers, they
Can
want
you
their
imagine
job.
just having a band of robots? You wouldn't have
It
to
wouldn't
worry
be the
about
sa
it.
it wouldn't be the same, though.
You wouldn't have to worry about them doing drugs.
Well, no. Are you talking about I thought you meant like a whole band of robots. Like, if I had, like, a backups,
Yeah,
it'd be kinda
like you wrote the music, but you have a drummer that's a robot, and you have a guitar player that's a robot. You still do your stuff, but the rest of your band is just robots.
oh,
Ed and the robots.
now if you say it that way, yeah, probably. That'd be kinda cool, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I
It's
don't
no
know. That's
different
we're
than we used
still
to play with the computer.
well, sort of, but
The drummer,
robot might move the robot might move a little bit.
the robot might make it a little bit more entertaining.
Right. I
The
mean, if it's come to that, like, again, it's the whole I'm sure those robots are run by AI, which a lot of people absolutely detest AI, and because it's taking up all our water and shit, and I'm like, there's tons of water in the world, right? What if it's just dirty water that's cooling down the control centers, data centers? You can have a sewer water if you want, if it keeps your shit dirty.
that
Excuse me, if it
actually,
keeps
well, people are so upset about that, but they haven't actually done the research into that. Like, I'm not defending data centers, but
but how could they? That
if you're gonna
is
go
it
all the
out
way
there?
out with these accusations of what AI is doing and how much water these AI generated things are doing, have you ever stopped to think that AI is not something that's just been around recently? Like, your cell phone uses data. What we're doing right now uses data. Everything we use on the internet is also data. They need centers for all of that stuff. It's not just because of the AI. Like, yes, they need it for AI stuff too, but Google, Meta, all that other stuff, it's literally for all the data that we do online. Like, yes, AI is a proponent of it, but they're just literally blaming anyone that generates a photo. Just think of how much water you wasted. Just think about how much water you wasted by sitting there paying that friggin' single mom on OnlyFans. Like,
Oh,
like, come on, people.
that's a lot. Then if OF is like worth billions, and that's a lot of fucking water that people have spanked off to.
right?
Yeah, it's is it a double standard? I don't know. I
I'm just
feel like
I'm just bitter because no one signed up for my OF page, assholes.
you don't like my feet pics. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start one, and I'm just gonna stomp Hostess cakes with my feet. Every day it's a different one, and then I'll get like specialty cakes. Like I don't think they make the Ninja Turtle like green pies, but I'm gonna find one to smash it with my foot.
Start an OnlyFans page and everything on there is just different fans, like different ceiling fans and different other fans.
Oh man, today we're at Home Depot. Rub your
OnlyFans.
rub your nipples. I mean,
Somewhat.
people are into some weird shit, and I think that's why people make money off it. Has
That's
the
the
most
thing,
random
like,
shit.
because online people don't have to know about your weird fetishes and your Brazilian fart porn fetish or whatever it was that Randy Marsh from South Park was a big fan of.
Mm.
That's the thing, like, how do we know what's really going on with people behind the scenes? No one really knows people. Like, we see people daily. You might work with a guy, but you don't know what he goes home and does.
It's kind of like circles back to the actor thing.
Right. That's kind of why I was taking it, because who was one of the most happiest go lucky Hollywood people? They always
Robin
talked about,
Williams.
yeah, they always thought about how great he was, this and that. I heard he was one of the worst ones. And then he ended up killing himself because he felt guilty about all the stuff that he had to do. And I say that as he had to do. Because a lot of them, apparently, didn't have a whole lot of say in the matter. You either did it or you didn't do it. Look at Amanda Bynes. Look at Lindsay Lohan. Look at all these other girls that had like some sort of fame out of nowhere, and think about everything they had to do to get that fame. And then they're just cast aside and they never recover from it. Look at fucking Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
Literally, anytime I see her now, she's basically naked with knives. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, she
She's
claims
still in jail. We were talking about her last time.
she got arrested for drunk driving, didn't she?
Right. She's still in jail. Has anybody bailed her
No,
out?
someone held her out because she was back at home again doing dancing with her boobs hanging out with knives again. Like, I
have
don't
not checked her-
understand that. Like, what's the fascination with that? It's like a fucking train wreck.
She's not real.
The real Britney Spears is gone. Well, that's the thing. Like, her dad was controlling everything from her because they didn't trust her enough to grow up. Well, that's because you freaking sabotaged her.
Fed her to Disney at an early age. Just like Justin Timberlake, who his video resurfaced of his arrest, which is fucking weird. Like, do I care?
What has actually happened with that dude? He's kind of like just like dropped off the face of the earth.
He got in trouble for drunk driving a long time ago and then kind of dropped off.
His wife also had disappeared. She was another one of those people that were like really famous for a while, then they just disappear.
His wife? Who's his wife?
Um,
Another famous person.
the girl that was in the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She was from Seventh Heaven, then come to find out the guy on Seventh Heaven, the dad, was a chomo too.
Yikes.
Yeah. That is the hail beating down on my roof.
That's hail?
It's either loud ass rain or hail.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Gonna mute my mic so you can take over.
So, on the map on the map of Indiana, there's a big turd shaped of where the storms are hitting. So where Brandon lives is supposed to get the worst of it, and we get the minor parts. But I don't even believe the news anymore. Right now, I don't even think it's raining outside. We are safe.
I haven't been blown away yet, but it feels like it.
I knew he was a bad guy when I was a kid, touched by an angel indeed, says Stephen Michael Cunningham. Yeah.
All those guys are weird, and all those people that were on those shows, they've all had some sort of
I mean,
craziness going
you-
on.
yeah. You know, the Revenge of the Nerds guy. I mean, like, I feel like at this point we might as well take some, what do you call it? Bets of which celebrity is going to be busted for being disgusting or getting cancer out of nowhere because, like, I've noticed this for a while, and I'm sure a lot of people who are into conspiracies have noticed that. And then there's people who don't care because they're busy being pissed off at Trump or something because they want him to die for some odd reason, because they hate him so much. But it's whatever. I'm not part of that kind of group because these people have ignored the signs of all the conspiracy people, which I'm still waiting for my apology day number. I don't know. I stopped counting. So
You're never going to get it.
I'm never going to get that apology. None of you are if you're here. You're here for a reason, all of you. Mr. Rantman has a question for you.
I don't know about Bigfoot conferences besides the Indiana Bigfoot Conference. That's in Nashville in September. I'll be there. But if you're in Greenfield, I will actually be in Greenfield for an event on June 20th.
Nice. There you go. You guys can meet up. You can sign your boobs or whatever. Somebody's boobs getting signed.
I've never been asked to do that before.
That's the thing of the past. Somebody brought that up too, how like women used to flash their stuff at concerts and nobody cared. Now it's like, you know, not that I expect to see that, but it's funny how things have changed.
We couldn't ever see that at the shows we played that were all ages because a lot of them were underage kids, and then we'd just be bad as Hollywood.
Oh yeah, that's true. Gross. I'm not asking to see that from an underage kid. I'm just saying like, adult concerts.
The concerts at the bar. So if anyone goes and checks out Ed's band, the next time you play a show that it's not an all-age event, then you should expect some guy to be flashing you. You didn't say who it had to be.
Yeah. 20 is still 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should all take bets at which next celebrity is going to go. Like, they brought up Eddie Van Halen, who died in 2020. Rest in peace. I mean, he'd been battling cancer before. I think he went on Howard saying he had tongue cancer and somehow he cured it, but he wasn't allowed to talk about it because it was illegal or something. I don't know. And then like he just passed away all of a sudden, just out of nowhere. It happened about on a Friday at like 3, which is usually when they announce somebody died. 2 or 3 p.m. seems to be like just the average time. Now it sucked because he was a god in a way, but that's just one example of like where the hell did that come from? He just died.
Some people just
I don't know.
get sick and they just die, but
They do. Like I'm not saying that doesn't always happen, but it seems to be an alarming rate nowadays.
is it more of
That's
an
why I think
alarming rate, or is it because we've started paying attention to it now more than we used to?
I want to say that, but like I don't know. It's hard to say because like when you grew up in the 80s, you didn't really pay attention to these people, and then later, like so and so passed away, and you'll be like, "Oh, I remember him."
Like
You know?
the dude that played Black Panther, he wasn't even very old. He secretly died.
Yeah, he just, "Hey, look, I'm Black Panther. Hey, I'm dead." Like,
And then
okay, that's pretty
you,
young too.
you have other people that have just randomly died at like a young age. The guy that was just died here recently, he was a director of a couple movies and he died. He did like a couple of horror movies. He did Urban Legend, I think Valentine or something like that. He was only like 50 years old.
Mm.
He just randomly died. And then that guy that was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, whatever his name was, he just recently died.
Yeah, I didn't know who that guy was, but that's weird.
Like people are just randomly dying, which again, everyone
Um,
randomly dies, but I think it's just because it's more people. We're on social media now and we see it more and it's been propagated more. So I think we see
oh,
it more often than we used to.
that chick that was in the Bruce Willis movie, I sent it to you. She got cancer. Amanda Pete. She was
Yeah.
cute. Like she has cancer now. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
And Bruce yeah.
Willis is weird because he was in a movie and then all of a sudden now he's like a vegetable.
That's what I said earlier. I'm like, that's so random. What I consider probably a smart ass in real life. Now he ain't saying shit because he's a vegetable. And
Look who his ex-wife used to be.
Yeah, she's weird.
She made that movie. I haven't watched the movie, but The Substance she was in, they claim is also one of those movies that could be taken as seriously. Like if you look at She was taking a drug that made her into like a younger version of herself, like morphed her body, like a come out of her body. And like, I haven't watched the movie, but basically, they say if you look at the context of it, it's basically like, again, peeling back some of the Hollywood secrets.
I have to watch it then. I mean, it didn't look very interesting because it's her, and I really couldn't stand her as an actor. So it's the PSA of chemicals in the water nationwide. Shit, Michael, I'm in trouble. That and market not being widely vegan like it's supposed to. I mean, everything. Who knows what we're eating as far as vegetables go, you know?
Everything that we eat, it doesn't matter what it is unless you grow it yourself, but then you don't even know what's in your land. Like, you don't know what's kind of poisoned in the air. At this
Yeah.
point, the world's so fucked that it doesn't even matter what we try and do. I think we're all been breathing in too many chemicals for the last how many years.
Yeah. But we're not dying at an alarming rate like actors. I mean, I'm not saying that people don't die, you know, but in my scroll group, we've all been pretty, I don't say healthy, but we're still alive in a way, sort of. Trying to think of, I lost my aunt to like breast cancer, but she fought that shit for like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like 10, I want to say 15 years, but I feel like it's more like 10 years, which is wild. She didn't deserve that, but rest in peace, Irma, Aunt Irma. But that's about the only person closest to me that passed away about with cancer. That's one of those rare instances where it's like really aggressive, which is strange how that turns out.
Some
I mean,
people get it and they can able to
right.
fight it, but it never stays away.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel
they don't have a cure; they just have a way to treat it. And that's when it pisses me off about hospitals is you go there for treatment.
right.
I don't know if anyone ever goes and gets cured because like, there is no guarantees. Well, I understand that, but at the same time, it's like we spend how much billions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars to go and blow people up that we can't
Yep.
figure out a fucking cure for the things that kill most people.
I feel like in a fucking warped way, we could kill more people with our billions of dollars if we cured people. Then we have more people fighting. I mean, that's a little warped to say, but yeah, like
It's
where does that
population
money?
control.
Where does that money go, though? You're right. I mean, that's where it is. Where does that money go? Like, okay, you have all this research for cancer, and then you got all these test subjects, and you pull all these samples out, and you cannot find a cure to save your life. You're full of shit.
But yeah,
Full of fucking
but
shit.
yeah, they can go high ultra fast and make jabby jabs for people for a supposed virus that came out of nowhere that they knew nothing about, but they figured out within less than a year how to treat that.
Right.
And then
If that doesn't,
shamed everyone for not falling in line with it because they didn't know what side effects would be or any of the other bullshit that could go along with it. But instead, we're going to be punished and lectured and told that we're killing the system and we're killing the other people and everyone that's dying and it's not going away because it's our fault. Our fault.
my fault.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that your aunt or this person listening's cousin or this person over there's secret lover, they've died because I didn't go get jabbed because it was my fault for not falling in line to go get something that they just developed out of nowhere. But yet for the last 100 and something years, they can't cure fucking cancer.
Right. You're a sick fuck. You're a sick killer. You know, realize that now.
Right. Guess I'm just another one of them evil statistics.
We are. I am. I remember that shit. I guess I killed a lot of people because I didn't get the needle and I went out in public. Didn't cough on anybody. In fact, I got it like a couple years after it happened,
Yeah.
which was strange in itself. Now, I know it was real. At first, I didn't think it was, but then when I really got it, I'm like, this is not fucking normal. And I'm sure we talked about it many times, but those some weird symptoms, I'll tell you what. But I didn't go like, well, damn, I need to get the needle to
The no taste and no
get
smell was odd. But again, it had already been almost 2 years before I even got it.
right.
And the only reason I got it, and I got it worse than everyone else, but anytime I get sick, which is because I have a compromised immune system, I get worse than a lot of people anyways.
He's got AIDS, everyone.
I do. No. Uh, I have a neurological disease where my body tries to kill itself all the time. Yeah.
Mm. I'm sure they got the cure now since like it seemed like the Epstein files came out. And then all these articles about cures. Not fake ones, man. Not fake articles, by the way, but
The cure is you got to
actual.
go eat babies like they were doing.
Well, I don't. It wasn't about that, but it just
Go
seemed
eat a
weird that.
McDonald's hamburger.
I don't know.
Probably get
I'll eat a
sued for
few
that
of.
one.
I'll eat a few of them in all orifices if it's gonna cure me. But
I've
it was,
never liked McDonald's.
I know you said that, and it's still a shocker to me because you live close to one. I'd be like there like once a week, but that's crazy that you.
Oh, my
And
kids
that's
never.
probably
I mean, I have to eat it, but I don't like it. Like my kids want it all the time. I've
then
never.
what do you eat there? What do you eat there? What do
I
you
don't.
eat there?
I get like a McChicken, even though it's not even
Oh,
chicken. But I don't eat their
that's pretty
hamburger.
tolerable.
I don't eat their hamburgers. I never have.
I like their burgers. That's probably why I'm dying slowly. Human meat.
I like Wendy's and I like Burger King, but I don't. I don't like McDonald's hamburgers. I never have.
Do you also notice it's like the vast majority of restaurants are closing too?
I've seen that
I
they're
know we
shutting
don't.
down a bunch of Wendy's.
I mean, I don't think we really need them to be honest. And people are mad about that, but like fast food is definitely like not good for you, and we all know this. So they're kind of doing us a favor by just taking them out. I'm sorry. I mean,
All right.
people can
So
learn.
I am not a healthy eater at all. So
Same.
this is me going to not fight for fast food because I really don't give two shits. But I don't eat vegetables. I don't eat fruit. I'm pretty much a meat and potatoes type of a person. I'm strictly more of a carnivore junk food eater. So I eat pizza. I eat burgers, whatever.
You don't like strawberries?
No, I don't eat any sort of fruit. The only vegetables I eat are like I'll eat carrots and peas and stuff in like stews or whatever.
Even the cat's judging you.
Yeah, well, cats are always judging. So I don't eat
Like,
healthy. I eat a lot of junk food. I drink a lot of pop. And I had to get a heart scan done last week. And I'm already on blood pressure medicine. I'm already on cholesterol medicine. So who wants to take bets on what my heart scan told me?
you're fine.
I have complete empty, whatever these things are, arteries. Two of them have absolutely zero buildup. And the other one has 1.29, which is a trace, which is basically nothing. So, you know how they claim if you eat all this shit, you're going to clog your arteries, you're going to have heart disease and all this other stuff. And I've been literally so bad about how I've ate for the last 42 years that I figured I was going to have a really fucked up heart. And come to find out, I have nothing wrong with it.
You're on the carnivore diet, basically. And that's okay.
So, yeah. When they say eat healthy, don't do this, don't do that, you got to do this, got to do that. I eat processed foods, I eat all that other crap, and it's going to give me cancer, it's going to give you a swollen heart, you're going to have all these problems, you're on blood pressure medicine, you have cholesterol problems, but I have nothing wrong or any traces of any of that stuff in my heart, so why am I on the medications?
I don't know. I heard actually cholesterol is actually good for you.
Yeah,
High
I've
cholesterol.
heard it is. There's certain cholesterol that is good for you, and there's others that's not.
There's a bad one. Yeah, I get it. It's kind of strange how
My
they mix them up.
triglycerides, whatever the fuck those are way out of whack, but yet the heart scan shows I'm perfectly fine.
I'm probably dying. Thanks a lot.
Hey, for $50, you can go get scanned. You just walk into your hospital and it's only $50 out of pocket.
Oh,
No insurance needed.
oh, and actually, my blood pressure's good. I think that's the one you got to worry about the most, really.
Well, after I was in the emergency room 2 weeks ago for thinking I was dying of a heart attack, everything is apparently good.
It reset you.
Maybe it cleared all that cholesterol out to burn it right on out.
Burn it all right. You pissed it out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We really got off track from Hollywood, but that's typical for Seems Sus.
Yeah, but how much Hollywood could we talk about, to be honest? We could not make up, we could come up with every story that we've all seen that I know a lot of people won't agree that it's fucked up, dude. Like,
Just think about the stories you've heard about the two Coreys, what they had to do. Think about Kevin Spacey, where he supposedly raped some kid.
oh my God, that guy's like that guy.
I probably
He's still
shouldn't have said the R word. It's going to get flagged. Oh, well.
Oh,
It-
he didn't finish it all the way.
I know I said it. I said starts with ape.
Yeah, gotcha.
Anyways,
How's that guy still around? Nobody's jumped him yet.
I don't know. And then again, there's been other people that have done the same things. And think about all the other crap that's went on with most of these celebrities and the stuff that they had to do. And we talked about this, you and I did the other day, that there's always that one random celebrity chick that comes out that's popular for a while. Right now is Sydney Sweeney and her giant knockers. The other person before her was probably like Jennifer Lawrence. You know, there's always like that one person, she's in everything, and then they just
Every
disappear.
movie.
They just disappear. Like Megan Fox, Julia Roberts.
Actually, she never went away. She keeps coming back in waves.
Yeah. But Holly Berry.
It's true.
I'm trying to think of other. Well, it's like they have their 5 minutes of fame, then they disappear. Like certain people had like all these celebrities were in movies, and then they just kind of disappear. Like think about even in today, like Sylvester Stallone. He obviously he's on your wall. Back in the 80s, like he was in a whole lot of stuff, and then he just kind of faded out in the 90s a little bit, and now he's older, but he's not in a whole lot of any like big time movies.
He's on a huge popular show now, which I needed Tulsa King, I guess.
The Tulsa King. Shout out to Matt, living in Tulsa.
Nice. But like, yeah, like his career wasn't as big. Like anytime he came out of the movie, it's usually like some independent ass like movie production.
The
If
one
anything,
the one thing we haven't mentioned, kind of forgot about it, and I don't know how we managed to forget about this, but another celebrity that passed away, Chuck Norris.
oh yeah,
He didn't die, though. He just told them when he was ready to go.
right.
But
Which is
I showed you
was-
the article that was fucking written about how people are going to remember him for his politics. I was like, motherfucker. But they didn't care about Rob Reiner and his version of politics. They immortalized him. Chuck was just a Christian guy and a conservative, but he's going to be remembered about his politics more than his movies. What did Chuck Norris even do? I've never even seen him give like a speech about politics ever. Did you?
no,
I
I
would
heard he
have,
just
if I
he's a
believed in,
Trump,
I was going to say, if I believed in voting, I would have voted for Chuck Norris.
right?
No one would have, we wouldn't be at war with anyone. Everyone would just bow down at that point.
Yeah, because he was a war vet. I didn't know he was a war vet. I guess I didn't know that much. And like when you look back on his career, it was kind of wild. It was because I just thought he was an independent martial artist, but he had his own shows, his own cartoon, his own uh action figure line of video games, I think. Like whose dick did he suck to get that famous to be just a martial artist? Very strange.
I don't know. He was in
And
movies with Bruce Lee too.
he was in that movie. Bruce Lee fought Bruce Lee in a
Yeah.
movie.
That was the one time he didn't win because Bruce Lee won that fight.
Yeah.
Supposedly, Chuck Norris only ever lost one fight, and it was to Bruce Lee.
Interesting. You know what's really weird is like before he died, I'd always see his ads with him and his wife. Are like, we're 80 years old, we're very active, and his wife's like, "What do you prefer for breakfast?" Like, we eat plenty of bread. They're just like comparing the things they're eating to stay healthy.
Who was his
And
wife?
then,
Wasn't she like a supermodel?
probably I don't know. And she was blonde and probably looked like a supermodel.
It looked like Christy Brinkley or something like that.
No. He was in like a fit. That's another thing. He sold like, I believe he sold
Fitness tape stuff.
It wasn't a bow. No, it's like a Bowflex type
Bowflex,
thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was doing those commercials, being all butt. Like, he was in a lot of shit, and it's weird because again, I seen that
He invented the
infomercial.
Bowflex. It was just a normal set, and he just made it flex.
Yeah, right. But then, like, after seeing that, he died like a few days later, and I'm like, that's so fucking weird. Like, well, he was sent to the hospital in Hawaii, and then next thing you know, he's dead. I'm like,
I didn't even know he lived in
Oh.
Hawaii.
I don't even know why he was in Hawaii. I don't think he lives in Hawaii. Maybe he does. I don't know.
I guess if I was Chuck Norris, I'd live in Hawaii too. Why not?
But I wouldn't say like his death was strange. I mean, he was old, but
He was almost 90 years old. He's like 86, wasn't he?
right, and he looked pretty good. So
Yeah, he didn't
I
look
mean,
like no 86-year-old man. You know who else is
Right.
also still alive, which is surprising because of how old he really is William Shatner. He's in his
Right.
90s, I think.
think so.
Yeah.
He went to space though, and he said it was fucking weird. He said, and then That was kind of strange, the article about it.
the The cover for this episode has NASA written in rainbow, and that's because I was going to talk about the Challenger because it's the 40th anniversary of Challenger space shuttle blowing up,
Mm.
and I interviewed someone before, and I'm quoting this, so don't cancel me, but he said space is fake and gay, and I left that part in there, and I didn't censor it, so. But a lot of people say that. So that is the whole reason why, if anyone's listens and noticed the cover art has NASA in rainbow, because it's not a space agency, and space is apparently fake and gay, according to someone that I interviewed before.
You know,
But
people, you just pissed off about saying space is fake and gay.
probably because they're saying it's a derogatory term, which is not what I'm trying to say. But
I mean, I'm not talking about the derogatory. Like, if trying to question the fact that NASA isn't real is, a sin.
well, I don't think that everyone that works at NASA is in on the secret. There's too
It'd
many
be hard
people.
to,
There'd be too
yeah.
many people that have worked there that have had some sort of connection that would all know that what they're doing was for no reason. They're all just uncovering, like they're all just involved in this big lie and cover up. I think they probably honestly think that they're doing stuff that's true. I think only the people that supposedly go to space and go do all this other crap are in on the lie. It's a lot easier to keep it minimalized than having every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Ann and Betty that knows what's going on.
Right, because I know somebody that works at NASA, but I dare not ask her, do you think it's fake? Because then she'll probably get offended.
Someone actually just sent me a request to be interviewed on Tinfoil Tales that used to be a NASA engineer. And I've interviewed someone before that was the head of SETI. So they all think space is real. So I've never been to space, so I can't say it's real or not. I think there is a space, but I don't know if it's exactly what we've all been saying. And I still don't think we went to the moon. I
Mm,
still think that was all done in a Hollywood basement. Even the Red Hot Chili Peppers said that.
true.
And space is the final frontier, and it's filmed in a Hollywood basement.
Oh yeah. There's another weirdo. Fucking Anthony Kiedis likes his women young.
Yes,
Fucking
yes, he
sick
does.
fucker.
He
Uh,
he was pounding on some like 13-year-old girl, remember? And then her
uh,
dad was like the sheriff, and so I don't know why he didn't kill him, to be honest, but yeah,
because he's Anthony Kiedis.
yeah. There's so many weirdos out there that had so many young girls, and apparently in certain people's lives, like Spacey's young boys, and even the people in Hollywood, like the directors and the producers and stuff, they took advantage of all of them. Everyone's upset about Epstein. Epstein isn't even the fucking mountain like that. He's just a fall guy at this point. Like it still goes on and it's been going on. And I don't think he was the leader of everything. I think he's just the one that's now all of a sudden the martyr for it.
Yeah.
Like he's just, oh no. But this stuff has been happening. And it probably still happens, and I don't think it's ever going to stop because that's literally
Right.
what it's been built on, and it's not just Hollywood. It's literally been built like that from around the whole world because there's a certain amount of people that didn't get involved in this for all around the damn world, and this is what they do. But we're not going to go too much farther down that rabbit hole because that will get me shut the fuck up off the TV and your listening airwaves and anything else because that's what happens when that shit gets brought up. So I guess we can end the episode. If you guys enjoyed this, this has seemed sus. We do this live every Thursday night at 9 p.m., except next Thursday, because I will not be in town. I will be getting eaten by a shark. No,
A space shark, a spy shark,
probably.
a drone.
It's going to come flying out of the ocean and eat me because I'm not putting my ass in that water because I know it lives in there. I also know that everyone pisses and shits in it too. So I don't want anything to do with that nasty ass water.
That's all right. You know,
I'll go hang out at the pool. You went to the beach and you hung out in a swimming pool. Yeah, because at least I know it's cleaner.
maybe.
Yeah, well, I would hope so. But
Right.
yes, For anyone listening, again, thanks to everyone that joined us tonight in the live stream and the chat. Again, every Thursday night, 9 p.m. If you like Seam Sush, you can find us on whatever platform you listen to podcast at. So if you're a fan of Tinfoil Tales, if you're a fan of Seam Sush, just look up Seam Sus on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. We will pop up and you can hear all the other episodes. But we're wrapping this one up. So thanks to Ed. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.